Okay, so hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a little bit different. I've gotten this idea from a girl that's also a beauty blogger, vlogger, whatever you want to call her. Actually, she does both. She does blogs and vlogs. And she's actually from Bosnia, which it's very nice for a change because there's so many American YouTubers, like English, hold on, I have a hair. There's so many American YouTubers out there and creators, and it makes me really, really happy when I see or hear about someone that's from like a country where my family has come from, and not gonna lie, it makes me kind of proud. So yeah, she gave me this idea when she did this on her channel. I don't know if she came up with the idea, but that's where I saw it first. And she did a video where I think it was a little bit after her birthday. Like, I don't want to say anything wrong, but let's say it was her 30th birthday, I'm not sure. And she basically did a video, 30 things I've learned so far in life, as in like in general. So I was like, oh my god, that would actually be so fun to like record, because I'm sure people, like some people will say, okay, so you're 23, what could have you what could have you possibly learned in that short period of time? Or others will have different things to say. But to be honest, I feel like we learn different things every day. I feel like you learn as you go, and obviously as you make mistakes, because I feel like every mistake is a lesson. Like every mistake brings you to realize something or learn something. So I was basically, you know what, I feel like I have learned a couple of things, and I just wanted to share them with you guys in case any of you maybe find this helpful, or feel like you can relate because you've learned the same things. And I don't know, I just thought it was a really, really fun idea. And by the way, yesterday it was my birthday. I turned 23 years old, and yeah, it was really, really fun. I got so many like birthday wishes and congratulations like from everyone, and it was super, super nice. It made me feel really, really special. So once again, thank you to everyone who took the time to reach out to me and say happy birthday to you. It really means a lot to me. But yeah, my voice is a little weird. Never mind. I'm gonna start off with lesson number 1. I have everything on my tablet. I'm so smart, eh? First time using my tablet, but I wrote everything down just so I don't forget, because that's how I am. I usually like will forget stuff, and I wanted to make sure that I don't forget anything today. So the first thing that I would definitely point out, so that's thing number 1, is definitely that your family is the most important thing in your life. That is something I have definitely learned for sure. Just from like coming from like being a teenager, for example, where I don't know, sometimes your parents can annoy you and you're like, oh my god, just leave me alone, like they're bugging me so much, they're always annoying me about something, like blah blah blah. Like I feel like with age you start learning that like no matter what, they always want the best for you, and you gotta know that they're trying their hardest. Being a parent can be a piece of cake, especially in this day and age, and I feel like you should try and be like as understandable as you can. I'm not saying all families are perfect, of course, like people have problems out there, but I'm just saying that from my perspective, I have a huge family. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister, and I actually have like 5 nephews and nieces, and I've always loved big families. And I feel like family is so important. Just the fact that you communicate with each other, that you give each other a call and be like, yo, I just called to see what's up with you. How are you doing today? Is everything fine? Do you need help with anything? Just the fact that you can reach out, or somebody can reach out to you, I feel like is very important. I love my family. I wouldn't change it for absolutely nothing. I love each and every member in my family. And sometimes, of course, they annoy me. Of course, I don't know, we'll argue or we'll fight about something stupid, but at the end of the day, like, they're the most valuable thing that I have in my life, and like I wouldn't change my family for anything. But yeah, so anyway, the second thing that I've definitely learned is that not every heartbreak lasts. Oh my God, I cannot tell you. Oh, I cannot tell you enough. Like when you break up with your first boyfriend that you had, or like a first crush and then he blows you off, or whatever it is, the situation. And when you literally feel like, oh my God, my heart hurts so much that I could actually legitimately die. Trust me, it will stop hurting eventually. You're not gonna die. And I remember my mom actually told me once, which it's kind of harsh, but it's also like really real. We were talking, like I think she kind of noticed that I was sad about something, and that was when I was like really a teenager. And she was like, you know what, Amina, this is the first heartbreak of many that you're gonna have before actually meeting your soulmate. You never know. And she was like, make sure that you remember, like, because you think that like when it's hurting you, you think, oh my God, there's nothing that can hurt me this much. And then for example, you have the next boyfriend and you break up with him and it hurts even more, and you're like, oh my God, I remember the last one, like it hurt me so much, but now I see that it didn't even hurt that much. So trust me, like it will pass. The pain goes away. And I feel like with every breakup you learn something. You learn what you want in the person, what you don't want in the person. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with getting experiences, you know, experiencing stuff in life. But just remember, it does get better, trust me. It's not gonna hurt always. And just keep your head up high. And yeah, that's it. The third thing, so the number three, whatever you want me to show it. My fingers look disgusting because I don't have any nails, but anyway, number 3 is not everyone is gonna stay in your life. I have learned this mostly from, I would say, boyfriends and like friendships, because I have had friends where I thought, oh my God, me and her, we're gonna be best friends for life. She's gonna be my bridesmaid in my wedding. She's gonna be like my sister forever. We bought the bracelets, like, I love you so much. Oh, you're my sister, this and that. Like, and then I look at her, like I look at the situation now and she's not even in my life, or him. Like, it doesn't really matter. You need to realize that when, like with everyone, it's not just with you, it's with everyone. Going through life, you're gonna lose people, but you're also gonna gain other people, because you change the environment, you change your social circles, like you change as a person. And it's really rarely that happens, that somebody, I don't know, from your childhood is, I don't know, your best friend or your whatever you want to call it, when you grow old. It's good if it happens, obviously, lucky you, but just don't take it as something, I can't even talk. Don't take it as something bad if someone leaves your life, because if that person was negative or toxic to you, you may not even realize it at that point, but then further on, when you go over that whole process and like you just realize, oh my God, like I'm actually doing just fine with that person. I guess she wasn't even my best friend, like when you look back at it. But that's okay, because it's not about quantity, it's about quality. And it's better to have 1 or 2 really like close and good friends in your life than to have 15 of them that can't even pick up the phone and call you to ask you how you are. So yeah, number 4 is every type of relationship takes work, effort, and compromising. I mean this in every way possible. I mean this, the relationship with your mom, the relationship with your sister, with your friend, with your best friend, with your boyfriend, with anyone that you want to have a relationship with. It takes work. It's not going to be perfect if you call the person every year now and then, or if you don't talk to the person at all. Like, every relationship legit takes work. It takes communication. It's very important to communicate and to, first of all, speak up your mind. If something's bothering you, if you're not happy about something, you should definitely be able to say it in the relationship. And you should also be a good listener and listen when the other person tells you that they're feeling some type of way or something is bothering them. And I also do understand that like some relationships never work, no matter how much hard work and effort you put into it. some people are just not meant to be in your life. Some relationships in your life are just not meant to last. I had a boyfriend where I put so much time and so much work in that relationship, and I was like, legitimately every person that I knew in my life kept telling me like, oh, Amina, he's such an idiot, he's an asshole, can't you see how he's treating you, get the hell out of this relationship, blah blah blah. They all meant good to me, but at that time I was definitely blindsided. I couldn't see or understand what they were telling me. Turns out they were all true. He was mistreating me. He did not deserve me or any of my efforts or anything from me at that point. He was a very, very bad person, and he wasn't a good friend or a good boyfriend. And it definitely took me time to realize that no matter how much effort I put into it, it was just not gonna work for us. But I just feel like you need to realize that yourself. It doesn't matter how many people tell you like, oh, Amina, he's super, like, you need to get that yourself. And then when it hits you, like, sometimes it lasts. I know sometimes it can really last, but when it hits you, you're definitely like, oh my god, like, they were all so true. Like, why did I waste all this time on him? But it happens, you know, like, it's life. And I learned a lot from that relationship, and I never let anything like that happen to me ever again. So yeah, number 5 is school is not the biggest problem in life. I have a niece that's actually finishing elementary school, and she's going to high school, and sometimes I'll ask her like, oh, how's school and stuff, and she feels, I mean, she looks so worried and so stressed out about stuff that are happening in her school, like the tests that she has coming up or anything like that. She's always like, I don't know how I'm gonna pass this, and she really, really like will get sad and worried and stuff. And I always tell her like, you know what, the things that you are learning now, the exams that you have now is like nothing. Like, when I think back of like elementary school, oh my god, I'd give anything to get like to go back, because everything was so much easier. Everything was so much just simpler, more simple. And I don't know, when you look back, I feel like I had nothing to worry about back then. But then when you start growing up, like, there's so many things that come up where you realize, okay, so this is the real life, this is the real problem, the real problems that people have. But at that time, you just don't know it. So yeah, it's not the biggest problem in your life. There's bigger issues, trust me. And it gets better. It will, I promise. And you're probably gonna miss elementary school just how I do, like most of us do. But that's okay. I feel like you should enjoy every part of your life that was and that comes, because you gotta make the most out of it, you know. Then number 6, what I have is grades don't matter. It's about what you learn in life. I feel like in elementary school also, I seem to be like so worried if I was learning something like so hard, and then I got a grade that wasn't what I really expected. For example, I was expecting an A, but then I got a C. I remember I would be sad for like days for no reason, just because like it's just a number. And so what if I got a C? Like, nobody's gonna see that C. Nobody's gonna, like, further on in life, nobody's gonna ask you, oh, what was your final grade in math, or like, what was your final grade in this and that. Like, it honestly doesn't matter. It's about the lessons that you learn in life, the lessons that life teaches you. It's about that. It's really not about the grades, because they really, really don't matter. And just because, I don't know, you can have D's and C's doesn't mean you're stupid, or that you don't know anything. Just how some person that has straight A's, that doesn't have to necessarily mean that they're a smart person. That could simply just mean that they know how to study and what to study, and they remember quicker, and that way they're like super efficient at getting an A, which is not really a tell of like their knowledge. So grades don't worry about them as much. And then I have number 7. Number 7 is that everything happens for a reason. I have learned this with everything that happened to me legitimately, because I just feel like when something happens to you, at first you're like sad, angry, or confused. You have so many different emotions like going through your heart and brain, and you're maybe asking yourself, why this, why that? But I've learned that after a while, I always realize that even something that at that time hurt me, later on I was happy about it, that it happened to me, because I realized that it was actually maybe even better for me, and I realized that that's exactly the way it was supposed to happen. As an example, I could actually give, when I was finishing high school, I failed on one of my final exams, which meant that I couldn't apply to college in that period of time, which also meant that I need to do a break in between studies, which means I had a year off. And at first I was super mad about it, because I was like, oh my god, my whole generation is going to off to college now. Now I'm gonna be left behind. I'm gonna lose a year. What the hell am I gonna do in a year? Like, what am I supposed to do with my life? But later on, I actually realized that I rested. I spent time with my family. I found myself a job, and I worked, and I saved up some money, which was also good. And I realized, you know what? That 1 year compared to your entire life is absolutely nothing. Now looking back, that year did me no harm at all. But I remember at the moment, I was super like upset about it. I was like, oh my god, why? Please not. But I'm actually happy it happened, because maybe if I didn't have that year off, now in college I wouldn't meet the people that I met, because I would have gone to college a year sooner. So like, everything really does happen for a reason. And then I have number 8. Lying gets you nowhere. This is facts. First of all, let me clarify, we all lie. I've lied, you've lied. Like, we all lie at some point. It's either the little lies or the big lies. We all have done both. I know I have, for sure. Just for, I don't know, maybe sometimes somebody will ask you, so how are you today? And I'll say good when I'm not even good. That's a lie. Or some bigger things where maybe your mom asks you where you are, and you say you're staying with a friend, and you're actually not, because you're with your boyfriend. Stuff like that. I feel like it never got me to anything. I was always freaking out. I was always scared, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen when they find out? Was this really necessary? Should I have lied? Like, and I've realized so many times that it was actually pointless, because I went on and like slowly learned to like tell the truth to my parents, and I would be scared. Don't get me wrong, I'd be scared, but then I'd tell them the truth, and I would actually realize that my dad isn't even mad, like my mom isn't even mad, and then I would stop and be like, why the hell did I even think to lie about this when they're actually completely fine with everything that I just told them. They may not be happy, but I'm sure they're gonna try to understand and meet you halfway. At least I was that lucky with my family, and I learned that, like, no matter what, as bad as it is, it's better to tell the truth than to lie, because with lying you just make everything worse. I feel like that's logical, isn't it? But yeah, then I have number 9. Showing love is super important, and I mean showing love in, again, every sense. Showing that you love your best friend, or showing that you love your mom. It doesn't matter the age. I feel like it's opposite. I feel like the older I get, the more I feel the need to show my parents that I love them so much. The more I feel the need, I don't know, to give them a hug when I see them and when I leave, to call them every day just to be like, oh, let me just check up on you. I wanted to just hear how you guys are. How was your day? What did you guys do? I feel like that showing that you care is really important, because remember, the energy that you put out there is the energy that you get back. So I feel like the more love you show, that's personally what I feel like. The more love that I show, I feel like the more love I get back. And who doesn't like to be loved? I don't know anyone that doesn't like that feeling. So yeah, that's definitely a good lesson that I learned. And then I have number 10, which is believe in yourself when no one else does. This was really hard for me to learn, but it definitely took a while, but I definitely learned it. And I think where I learned it the most was definitely with YouTube. I thought about doing YouTube for like, I don't know, good 2 years. And the thing is, a lot of people in my life didn't even know I was thinking about it, because I kept it in myself. I always like thought that this is something I would like to do, not even for the success, not even for the money. This is just something that I personally wanted to do because it looked like so much fun to me. First of all, I am a person who loves to talk, and I'm legit talking to myself with the camera. I mean, I'm talking to you guys, but it's just me and the camera. And that takes a lot of courage and a lot of believing in yourself, because there was people out there that actually asked me like, oh really, like you're gonna do YouTube and makeup and beauty trips? Like there's a gazillion other girls that do that on YouTube already. But I was like, after a while it hit me, yeah, there's a gazillion girls doing exactly this, but there's no me yet. Like there's a gazillion girls that does exactly this, they have exactly the same topics, but they're not me, and I'm not them, which means that they can never be me. And I knew that I would only succeed if I actually stayed true to myself, and if I stayed honest to myself and to you guys, because this is really just me. It's me, a phone, and a white background in my dorm room, and that's it. I love to create content. I love to make you guys happy, and it makes me happy, and it makes me feel fulfilled. And I'm so happy that I believed in myself and that I started this journey, because it got me to a point where I thought I would never be. And yeah, I can definitely say I'm proud of myself. And I feel like it took me to convince me to start this, if that makes any sense, because I've also had people in my life that were telling me, oh, you should definitely do it, oh, that's gonna be so much fun, or you're gonna kill it. But they kept saying that to me, and it still didn't make sense. I needed to feel sure in myself, and when that happened, that was when I was able to turn on the camera and be like, hey, you know what, welcome back to my channel, and to actually explain to you guys who I am and start this beautiful journey that I'm so thankful for. But yeah, even if everyone is against you, don't forget that you're the most important person to yourself. There's nobody more important than you, and if you believe in yourself, there's absolutely no boundaries that you can't move. There's absolutely nothing that you can't achieve. So yeah, for sure, believe in yourself. And then I have number 11, health. Health is super valuable. This may be a random fact or a lesson that I've learned, but I feel like we only appreciate health when you get sick, and I feel like we all do that. It's not, I do it too. I feel like I only appreciate something when I don't have it anymore, which is sad that we are like this, because I feel like when I get sick, I feel like the whole world is gonna end. And I feel like when you're, I love this saying that goes like, when you're healthy, you have 1,001 wish, but when you're sick, you only have one, to get better. And health is, I feel like, so underestimated. Health is super important, because if you have your health, I feel like you have everything in life, because therefore you're happy, therefore you can get a job and afford money, which can get you things that you want and stuff like that. So definitely take care of yourself, and I mean health in every way, like mental and physical health. Make sure that you take care of yourself, because if you don't, no one else will, frankly. So yeah, it's really important. And then I have number 12, which is confidence. And this is really hard. Of course, you're not born confident, and of course, it's not something that you can just press a button and be like, okay, I'm gonna be confident from today on. It takes work. It takes work on yourself. It takes acceptance and understanding. Understanding in the sense of like, there's so many social media and stuff out there, and I feel like we all just keep comparing one to another. We all keep competing without even knowing what the price is. And it's not worth it, because the way that I've learned that like I wouldn't gain anything if I tried to look and be exactly like everyone else, because then I wouldn't stand out. And you don't gain anything with copying someone else look-wise or any-wise whatsoever. You need to realize that the way that you are is the way that God created you, and He created you in His best efforts of perfection. And I feel like we're all different types of perfection, and we're all unique. And I feel like that's what makes us even more special and even more beautiful as human beings, that we're all so different. And I feel like you shouldn't compare yourself to nobody, because there's no one like you. You are the best version of yourself. And you should try, like, I know it's hard, but you should try your hardest to just love yourself for what you are. Don't try so hard to get to somewhere that won't be you. Just learn to kind of accept yourself and be happy, you know, because when you accept yourself, you find yourself much more attractive and much more confident in every sense. So yeah. And then I have number 13, don't hold a grudge for too long. I've learned that, I think, from like a young age. If I held a grudge for too long, I feel like it suffocated me more than the person I was holding the grudge against to, because that person would move on and I'd still be like mad and like stubborn about it. And I realized I didn't get anything. So it's okay to let go, and it's okay to forgive. To forgive, at least for your sakes, so that you can move on and feel better, because you really don't gain anything from holding a grudge and being mad for no reason. So let it go, you know, let it go, leave it in the 2018. Keep moving forward, leave the people that left you, like, who cares? Just move on, you know, let things go, because you're gonna feel better and you're gonna feel lighter, and it's gonna help you more than anything. Then I have number 14, don't be scared to speak up your mind. I remember I've learned this lesson a lot of times in class as in elementary, high school, college, whatever. I have so many, like, you know, I'm sure that happens to you too, like, you know, when the teacher will ask you a question, I don't know if it's math or whatever it is, and you know the answer, and you're like 150% sure that you're like right with this answer, but you're just sitting there and being quiet, not saying anything, and then someone else will raise a hand and say the exact same answer that you had in your mind, but you didn't say anything, and they did, and they were right. This is a very like school example that you should really speak up your mind. When you have something to say it. Don't be quiet, because if you're quiet, that makes you not have an opinion. If you have an opinion about something, say it. And I always love to say that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You can say everything in like a correct, good, polite way. You just need to think it through, and I'm sure that you can deliver it better than maybe you think in your head. Because sometimes we think, oh, I shouldn't say this, she's gonna be offended. Well, maybe she won't be offended. Maybe she will take your advice and say like, oh my God, well, I appreciate you speaking up, this and that, it has helped me a lot and stuff like that. So don't be scared to use your voice, because God has given it to you for a reason. So definitely use it. Then I have faith in everything. This is number 15. Have faith in have faith that everything will work itself out exactly the way it's supposed to. And again, this lesson, I would definitely have to compare with the thing that I spoke about earlier, where I said that I took a break, a 1-year break after my high school, where I thought it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. It was not, because like I said, I wouldn't meet the people that I met today if it wasn't for that 1-year break. And right now at this point, I'm very grateful that I had that year break. I feel like it was very good for me, and I am absolutely fine with it. And then I have number 16. Number 16 is, if someone wants something, they go after it. If they don't want it, they find an excuse. I have learned this in relationships mostly, I would say. When I was in a relationship with a person, a friend, a boyfriend, doesn't matter. And I always tried to, I always tried to justify their actions by saying, for example, oh, she was busy. Oh, well, he had this and that and he couldn't call me. Or he, this and that, like, he wanted to, but like, you always keep finding it. First of all, if he wanted to, he would have, period. If that friend wanted to pick up the phone and call you, she would have. We all have jobs, we all have school, we all have stuff to do, but there is not one person in this entire world that is busy 24/7. And if you want to make time for your family, for your friends, for your loved ones, you make the time, and that's it. That's literally what it is. If I want to call someone, I call him or her, it doesn't even matter. And if I don't call you, it's because I don't want to. It's like, it's that simple. And I know it's rough, and I know it may sound harsh, but it just is the way it is. Like, if somebody doesn't call you for months, like, I am sorry, but you cannot tell me that you didn't have 5 minutes of spare time in 2 months to call me and to say, hey, I just wanted to check up on you to see how you are. Clearly you didn't want to call, because if you wanted to, you would have. So I don't, and I hate people that find excuses like constantly. Like I always say, if you want to do something, you do it, and if you don't want to, you find an excuse, period. Then I have number 17, which is don't be afraid to dream. I was afraid to dream that I was ever going to be on YouTube. I was afraid to dream that anyone would ever watch me. I was afraid to dream that this would actually be something that would make me happy and something that I would love to do. I was afraid to dream that I would like the way I look. I was afraid to dream that I would love the way my Instagram looks. I was afraid to dream that I could actually have a shot in this, and that's okay. A little fear is always good because it encourages you, but don't let the fear rule you, because if I let that happen, I would have never been right here, sitting right here and doing this video. And I am so happy that the exact same fear, it encouraged me, but I didn't let it overpower me to where I wouldn't do exactly what I do today, because this really does make me happy. And yeah, don't let it overpower you. And then I have number 18, which is don't let the surroundings force you to be someone or something you're not. This is something that I definitely talk to my niece a lot about with my niece. Like I said, she's finishing elementary school and heading to high school. And I remember a lot of times I had conversations with her where she was like, oh, my friends, so-called friends, you know how I was in elementary, so-called friends excluded her from the group because, I don't know, she had different type of shoes that weren't in at the moment, or she liked to wear different clothes, or she would love to wear her hair different style, and it didn't match with what the group was doing. So apparently she wasn't qualified to be in the group. And I always liked to tell her, and if you're listening, I'm telling you now, if like you were not meant to fit in, you were meant to stand out. If they don't want you in their group, then fine, you create a group on your own. Like, go to a different group that will accept you the way you are, because why would you change everything just to suit someone else? Like, do they change things for you? I don't think so. So don't do exactly the same. And then I have 19, which is it's so important to laugh and have fun. This lesson is definitely important. We all have problems in life. We all have issues. We all have stress. We all have stuff to do and places to be and people to see. But you should definitely not forget to laugh and smile, because it definitely makes you loosen up. It brings joy to your life. And what's not good about laughing? Like, I love laughing. I love having fun with my friends, and I like to be surrounded by people that make me laugh. And I like to make people laugh. So don't forget to laugh, because I don't know, why not? Laughing is fun, and you should laugh. We should all laugh. We should laugh with each other, to each other a little bit, like in a positive way. Yeah, you should definitely laugh more. And then I have number 20, which is be grateful. What you have may not seem like a lot, but it could be a fortune to someone else. This is definitely something that I've learned, yeah, I would say in high school the most. Just with having, for example, let's say when new phones come out and you have a phone, I don't know, I'm gonna give an example. You have iPhone 7 and I don't know, there's like 5 new iPhones that have come out now. You may think that like, oh, like, I don't want to say the F word, but like, oh, screw it, I have the iPhone 7 and there's 5 new ones out there and I don't have them. Yeah, but you still have a phone though, right? And you don't have any phone, you have iPhone, which is more than a lot of kids can say. Some kids don't even have, like, some kids can't even afford phones at all. So you should definitely make sure that you're grateful for what you have, because like I said, it may not seem like a lot to you, but it could be a fortune to someone else. And material, like, you definitely also learn in life that stuff that are touchable, because I can't say the word right now, materialistic things are not everything in life. It may sound cruel, but when like, we're all gonna die, and you don't get to take anything with you but yourself and your heart and your soul and your conscience. So it's not about the materialistic things. Then I have number 21, sorry, which is be in the moment. I know the holidays just ended, and we were all with our family and friends, and unfortunately I keep seeing people always on their phones, their computers, making sure that they put everything on their Instagram story. Like, I do it too, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like we're all making this mistake, to where you need to record everything, to where you need to take a picture before you even start eating, even though you're starving, just to take the picture to show everyone else that don't even give a fuck. I'm sorry, they don't really give a fuck that you're eating spaghetti right now. Like, they really don't, but you feel the need that you need to post it just because. And I feel like, just leave your phone, put it on the table, don't touch it, be in the moment, hang out with your friends, hang out with your family, because it's not about the pictures, it's about the memories, and like, what you keep in your head and your heart will stay forever. And pictures are not everything, social media is not everything, so just try and focus and be in the moment. And then I have number 22. If someone doesn't appreciate you, you need to stop trying so hard and doing all the work, because not every relationship will succeed. This lesson, yeah, I would definitely have to compare it again to that ex that I was talking about, to where I did all the work, to where I was trying my hardest every single day, and it just wasn't working for us. And he didn't appreciate me, for sure. And like I said, it took me a long time to realize it, but that's just the way it is. I feel like we all just need a different amount of time, but as long as you realize it at some point, it's all good. Because like I said, if you don't make mistakes, you can't learn anything, and you definitely can't learn from your parents' mistakes or from your friends' mistakes, because it just doesn't work like that. You need to learn from your own mistakes, so don't be afraid to make them. I've for sure made a lot of them, but I'm honestly grateful for each and every mistake that I've made, because it taught me so much, you know. So, and last but not least for this hella long video, is be honest to yourself and to God, which is, yeah, also definitely important, because you can never lie to yourself, and even when you lie to yourself, God still sees and hears everything. And he knows exactly why you're doing stuff the way you're doing them. And when you're not honest to yourself, it doesn't get you to anywhere, because everything else in life further on is just false. If you're false to yourself, you have false relationships, you have false emotions, false everything, and again, it doesn't get you anywhere. So make sure that you're honest to yourself and to God always, and to your family, of course, because your family will love you no matter what you do, because they're your family, and blood is not water, and we're all in this together. And I feel like I used to be mad about like making so many mistakes and stuff going wrong, but I feel like as you grow older, you actually learn that all of this is good for something. And thank God I make mistakes. Thank God I'm not perfect. Like, I don't want to be perfect at all. I want to make mistakes. I want to learn things. I want to do things wrong and then look back and be like, oh my God, I'm so grateful that that's exactly what I learned from this and that. So yeah, this is actually gonna be it for this hella long video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little bit different. I got to open myself open up myself to you guys again, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought it was a really, really good idea. Again, shout out to the girl that where I got this idea from. Her name is Sabrina Tubic. If anyone knows, she's from Bosnia. I'll link her YouTube down below. She does videos by herself and with her husband as well. She's super, super funny and really awesome. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Please comment telling me what have you learned so far in life, and if you haven't yet, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I love you guys so, so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.